Will Bitcoin's gruesome crash continue? We had a gruesome crash from 69,000 all the way down to 15,500. But is it going to continue? A lot of people are wondering, and Bitcoin meanwhile just flashed blood red. We're going to get into what this means for Bitcoin, and is this crash going to continue, or is there a part surprise in the works? Hit that subscribe button. My name is Steve. We're putting out tons of bangers from now until Christmas. So hit that subscribe button. We're giving back to our community with a ton of educational content focused just on the facts and the charts, not my emotional opinion. Our words are not paid for. I don't take paid ads. Hit that subscribe button. Let's jump into the chart. This is the GAUSSIAN channel, the legendary GAUSSIAN channel that has helped us make all of our largest calls in the past several years for Bitcoin, which happened to be pretty far ahead of most people in crypto. And this could be another one. Bitcoin just flashed blood red. It's done it before 2 other times, but is this time different? Is this time similar? If so, how similar? And what's going to happen? What do we think is going to happen with this blood red? Now, what I'm going to share with you is going to be pretty shocking. So you better be sitting down when I share this with you. But let's start with the basics. Right now, there's green channels and there's red channels. And on the 13-day chart, which is where we are right now, there only happened to be 2 red channels in history. Both of them acted very, very similar, and we'll get into that in a second. And this is literally the 3rd time in history that we've turned blood red on this chart for the GAUSSIAN channel. So what does it mean? What can we think about this? And this is where things get very, very, very interesting. I want to draw your attention to this one, the 2015 one. And what we noticed is that this was our bottom, right? This was our bottom right here in Bitcoin. And then we double bottomed here, textbook double bottom, and double bottoms mean trend reversal to the upside, right? We also called this our first bottom and this our second bottom here. And we'll get into 2022 in a second. But what I want to do is try to understand, what does this first bottom mean relative to the red? Because we know that this was the bottom and then we know that this was the red. And we also know that on our channel, we called 17,500 the bottom and this our double bottom. And you can see it very clearly here in the total market cap. This was our bottom and this was our textbook double bottom. Now, nobody knows if that's a true testament to the market. Will it play out like this or not? But we cannot deny how powerful this chart is. And if you missed this video, it's from a few days ago. Go watch that video because it's eye-opening. All right. We cannot deny that there is a chance Bitcoin just double bottomed. We cannot deny it. There's a chance. And that would go perfectly with our theory that this was our bottom and this was our double bottom. We had it at the same time, that there's bullish divergence, just like this was our top. This was our double top and there was bearish divergence heavy at the time. Okay. So same thing playing out here. And we just showed you our MACD cross in the previous video. That's only happened 5 times. There's never been a false signal. It happened every single bear market and it was a very bullish signal. And now it leads us to this red. Okay. So what's very interesting about this red is we want to understand the relationship with what could be the market bottom and the red, okay? So the relationship is where things are very interesting. Take a look. We want to understand the relationship with our first bottom to the red. So let's first understand, well, how many days? So 156 days, okay? Remember that number. Take a mental screenshot of this number because this number is going to come in handy in about 10 seconds, all right? So if your memory is robust enough to remember this number for 10 seconds, you're going to be in the money because we measured this bottom here to this red here and it was 156 days. Now we want to understand this bottom here to that red here and it's 157 days. I would guess that a lot of people would call 156 and 157 similar. We could all agree that those numbers are very, very similar. They're almost identical, but not quite. but they're very, very similar. They're off by a multiple of one. They're off by 1 point, right? 156 days on 157 days. Now, I want you to take a mental screenshot of this number. Now we've got two numbers that we need to remember for about 15 seconds. And I think we can do it together because this is where things start to get really, really interesting. Now, we told you in a previous video, 17,500, we believe that the bottom was in, not because of our emotional opinion, but just based on the facts and the charts. And now we're leading to here. We believed that the bottom was in here at 17,500, according to a lot of the charts that we study. And that happens to be 156 days since we just turned red. Let that sink in. We're studying these charts from so many different angles, and they're all leading us to the same thing. Quite a controversial call. But 156 days to the red. This was 156 days to the red. This was 157 days to the red. This was 156 days to the red. But I thought this time was different. Why is it the same? Why is it the same exact as it's been for 7 years? It literally hasn't been different for 7 years, but I thought this time was different. I don't know. So is the bottom in? Nobody knows, no, including me. Nobody on planet Earth knows. We can just look at the facts and the charts, and this is pretty eye-opening that from this bottom here, again, this is a really clear-cut chart right here, total market cap, 17.5 bottom in, textbook double bottom, huge selling wicks leading into the most pivotal. This is a huge sell wall here, huge buy wall here, huge buy wall here, long wicks at this level that all of the whales are watching. Now you're watching. But we lead into this MACD cross, which we don't know if that's going to play out. Time will tell. By New Year's, we will know. And we lead into this chart, 156 days in, turned to red. This is the evidence we know. We don't know if the bottom is in. We don't know if it's going to go lower, but this is our evidence. And if we're going based on for our evidence, what does it mean? Because we were pretty short-lived in our red here, and we were pretty long in our red here. By all accounts, we are not anything similar to this fractal pattern, and we've been saying that for months and months and months. This is already old news. This is already eight months ago. We've already said we're very similar to the 2015. So the 2015 turned red towards the end, towards the tail end of the bear market and right before our double bottom. So could it be well received that this turned red at our double bottom? It could. We don't know. But what does it mean? We can tell that this turned red towards the tail end. And we also know that MACD cross that we just had, it turned MACD cross in 2015 towards the middle of the bear market. So one could say, based on the evidence, that we are at worst case, maybe around halfway through the bear market. And I want to say this, bear markets are really, really tough. They take a mental burden. But you watching this video, being in crypto right now, are so far ahead of everyone else because everyone that had a weak mind is gone. They gave up. They capitulated. Unfortunately, they will buy back in when Bitcoin is at probably 50,000. So you are so far ahead of them mentally and in terms of money, right? So give yourself a pat on the back. Bear markets are tough. This is another reason I'm going to try to make a lot more videos between now and Christmas just to give back to you and the community. This is important. Bear markets are tough and I'm going to be here. Even though for years I made one video a week. Every Wednesday we dropped a video, rain or shine, it doesn't matter. Every Wednesday, once per week. This year, towards the last few months, we've been making about 3 videos a week and everyone's been going crazy and begging for more. So here are more videos for you with really top-notch knowledge like this, where you can put it in your pocket and you have it. So what do I think is going to happen? I think this is very, very interesting. I think that Bitcoin is worst case about halfway through the bear market and we could have just had our double bottom, right? We all know that we called the mega crash at 48K, which was a really, really, really unpopular thing to say. Nobody believed it at the time. Everyone was convinced we were going to a new all-time high, and we got that call spot on, and we called the 17,500. It looked pretty good for a while, and then a lot of people tried to poop on it, and they may eat their words. We don't know. There are still I'm still staying to what I predicted earlier based on the facts and the charts. There's still a chance that this double bottom has just happened. All right. Nobody knows. But to say that there's no chance would be really a low level of education. It's like if you watched all the videos with your eyes closed and plugging your ears, I think you could say that. But if you're open and honest with yourself and looking at the facts, you have to admit there's a chance. And that's all we need. We need a chance. Let's see how it plays out. It's going to be very interesting. I'll be keeping you up to date. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next video.